What's up? Welcome into Foxborough Rush. George Balekji here with my main man, Travis Thomas.
Come on.
How are we doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Always good doing shows with you, my brother, no matter what it is. Boston has entered the chat, Foxborough Rush, you name it, we do it around here.
Pull my banner.
Yeah.
Here all
Doesn't
day.
matter.
Sometimes you hold it down on Hockey Hub. You guys can catch that.
We do it all. 310 11, we both
shout
done.
it out. Respect her game. Check out that show too. And think we're leaving off. I think that should be it. I'm thinking of all the shows we got.
Pretty much every show here at Nesson, you can catch one of the two of us or both of us together.
We got
That's
it
how
all
it goes.
covered. We got it all covered here on Nesson. Hey, we got a good show for you guys today. We'll go through PFF dropping their rankings for the top secondaries in the NFL.
Yeah.
Patriots finally find a position group that's ranked high. Finally, there's a good position group on this team. We just talked about the wide receivers who rank 31 out of 32 teams.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the cornerback group, the secondary that ranks, you'll find out, higher than top 20. I know it leaves a lot to be desired. We'll get into that. We'll talk some Julian Edelman comments on Mike Vrabel, the type of head coach he'll become. And we got a mailbag coming up as well. And we got plenty more. So let's start with this PFF article, Trav. So PFF dropped its 2025 NFL secondary rankings.
Okay.
Ravens ranked number one.
All right.
Marlon Humphrey adding Jair Alexander.
Kyle Hamilton.
And just drafted Malachi Starks.
Yeah.
So it all checks out there. Chiefs at 2, a little bit of a surprise. They don't have the sexy names, but that's a sound secondary led by, of course, Trent McDuffie, who could have been a Patriot, but they went with Cole Strange.
Well, think about, too, since Tyreek Hill's been gone, they've been carried by their defense.
Been
Mahomes
fantastic.
is Mahomes. Kelsey's not the same player. The defense has carried them. Secondary, big part of that. That makes sense.
Broncos, best defense in football last season.
Yes.
Pat Surtain, Jayden Barron, number 3. Texans at 4, athletes everywhere,
Yes.
along with a really good D-line.
D'Amico Ryans, defensive-minded head coach.
Yep. And then at 5, the Patriots.
Hey! Confetti drop. Popping champagne. Woo!
So we know that it's Christian Gonzalez. They add Carlton Davis.
Yes.
You throw in the guys that they have in the nucleus, too. There's a Jabril Peppers. There's a Kyle Duggar. Del Pettis is mentioned in this article, which I think is interesting. We'll get talking into him and his potential. But this is a very deep secondary. They have Marcus Jones, too. We'll see what Craig Woodson, the rookie, does as well. That's one it's hard to disagree at 5, the Patriots, to not be there. It's hard to disagree with them being ranked 5. Christian Gonzalez could be a top 3 cornerback in football this year.
Could.
That dude is a flat paper corner. He was healthy this past season.
Yep.
Sick athlete, lines up inside in the slot and outside for coverage.
You have a corner number 2, a real one on the other side of you who could help enhance your game if you're a Christian Gonzalez.
And who's a ball hawk where he's going to have a lot of targets coming his way, a lot of passes thrown his way because of Gonzalez. This checks out. It's hard to dispute it, not to be like boring and just agree, but it's a very good Patriots secondary. Yeah. You want your defense to be good. The pass rush needs to be better. This secondary will be a big reason why the pass rush improves as well, along with the talent they added.
Listen, bro, I don't think, I think you're being realistic. This is a top 5 secondary. It makes a lot of sense to me. In fact, there's room to grow. Like, they could be number 1, number 2 next season on this same rating and all the rating systems and all the lists we see this time of year, by the way. This is list time of year is what that means.
That's what we're doing here.
Yes, translation, it's not training camp yet, but we're getting closer. But yeah, I mean, you said it all. Christian Gonzalez, obviously the linchpin here for the secondary. He can get even better. And it's not just from the things we said within the secondary, which is what this article's about. But if you kind of zoom out a bit, the pass rush should, in theory, knock on wood, make this secondary even better collectively.
Should open them up.
Yes, they should. If this pass rush can get home, which they could not do, they couldn't rush a damn anything last season. If now we believe this offseason they improved, and obviously Mike Vrabel being here doesn't hurt, right? So if the pass rush can get home this season, this secondary can be even better. If I'm picking nits, though, no problem with the Ravens one. I don't even necessarily think I have a problem per se with the Chiefs being in the top 5, but I think the Broncos should be number 2 on this list.
Yeah.
Surtain and anybody. Okay?
He's a reigning defensive player of the year.
I mean, come on.
And then Jayden Barron fell in their lap, who's one of the most versatile corners, was in this draft, the top prospect.
They should be 2. They should be 2 if I'm picking nits. Texans are, as George said, he's right, it's athletes everywhere, so I kind of get that. But I think any secondary with Sauce Gardner involved, I'm sorry. The Jets need to be somewhere in this top 5. Could you move the Texans down, move the Patriots up, put the Jets at 5? I don't know. But I know this. With Sauce Gardner in that secondary, you should be top 5 every year, period.
With the Jets, it's a lot of disappointment what they've been with.
They underachieve.
And it's also a team that they lost in DJ Reed, their number 2 corner as well. We'll see how they revamp it in that spot. But they added Brandon Stevens. They drafted A.Z. Thomas out of Florida State, too. For the Jets, I'm talking. That's going to be a really, and then Sauce Gardner is still the
Yes.
truth. He has to have a bounce back here, but that D-line's good. For this Patriots team, that's what's important is how good the secondary is.
Yep.
They're going to be playing man defense, and you have two-man corners and Carlton Davis and Christian Gonzalez to lead the way.
Yep.
That's what opens it up for the pass rush.
Where
if
are
you can't
the
cover the
Eagles?
pass rush, doesn't matter.
The Eagles
they have in this one.
They're coming off the top of my head. Like
8th.
They have Slay, DeJean.
No, they lost Darius Slay and C.J. Gardner-Johnson
that's
free
why.
agency.
That's why.
They
That
did
makes
draft
sense.
Andrew Makuba, though. Again, really
but it
really
makes
good
sense.
safety. Got him later on. It's Keenan Mitchell. It's Cooper DeJean. It's other draft picks they put.
Where'd
That's
Slay
a young
go?
cornerback.
Steelers. Oh, damn.
Steelers add Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slay. They lose Minka Fitzpatrick.
I guess now you got to wait till next season for the rankings. Boy, that's one hell of a wow. Well, I at least see. All right, I'm not going to make a case for the Eagles because I was about to go off. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stick with Sauce. I think Sauce should be higher on this list. But again, the top 5 makes sense. I maybe would reorder it a bit. I'd probably have Broncos, Ravens. Man, dare I say it, probably Patriots 3. I'd go Patriots 3, Chiefs.
A little reorder of that.
A little reorder. Lions are 6. All right. I mean, Lions are.
It's Brian Branch.
Yeah.
It's Terrion Arnold, Ennis Rakestraw. They added DJ Reed, so they lose Carlton Davis to free agency. They bring in DJ Reed, who's a good ball hawk corner.
He is. He's smaller,
Lions at 6
though,
is fine. Yeah, no, he's much smaller than Carlton Davis.
Yeah.
He's 5'10". He's under 6 foot, where Davis is 6 foot.
I don't hate this top 5. I just think Sauce Gardner needs more love. That's all.
It's good to see the Patriots number 5 in some position group. Do you think the cornerback group, the secondary actually as a whole, do you think the secondary room is their best position group? Because you could go front 7, include the linebackers with the D-line.
Yeah, we have to see.
You could go skill group, including the running backs with the wide receivers and tight ends. O-line's O-line.
As what?
Is the secondary the best position group?
Well, why'd you bring up all that?
Because I'm saying how you're clumping them together, because the secondary is the cornerbacks and safeties.
Yeah.
If you go skill group.
I'm just trying to follow you because you took me on a roller coaster. We're talking a really great top 5 secondary in this league. You said, well, what's the strength of this team? Is it secondary? Is it the pass rush? Which I don't have a problem with. Front 7. Okay, we can have that conversation. And then you said something about wide receivers and tight ends. Did I hear?
Yeah.
As it pertains to the Patriots?
Yeah.
Nah.
I need to find this meme. I don't even know how to start looking it up.
We don't need to have that.
Perfect.
We can keep it to the defense. We don't even need to go to the offensive side of the ball at all. Unless we're talking about maybe Drake Maye taking a step. Okay. But if we're talking position groups and rankings, we don't need to talk offensive.
I'm trying to break the 5th wall. This was literally the look you were giving me.
Can we zoom on that, Jenna?
I think it's too complicated. This is without the glare. This is the meme. And that's a look you were giving me.
Meme,
and that's why I couldn't stop laughing.
Yes.
Dude, it was
what do you mean? Because you threw it like a slider over the plate. Like, wait, what did you say? Did you say something about tight ends and receivers? Yeah, I get what you're saying. You're talking position groups. But if it's ratings, let's stick with secondary. And we can talk front 7. Yes, to answer your question, I think it is fair to start talking about this Patriots front 7 as well as
Let me pull it up on the ISO. That's what it is. Yeah, I don't know. It's Watt Girl meme. W-A-T, Watt Girl meme. This was
bro. Cuz, what are we doing? But if we're talking defense, the thing is about the Patriots front 7, I will say, though, you have to give them time to prove it. We haven't seen it yet, right?
Yeah.
Secondary-wise, they're already really good because of Christian Gonzalez, because of Peppers, because of Duggar. And now you add a Carlton Davis. So obviously, right? Common sense says they're going to be even better. So I'm cool with that. Front 7 has to prove it. Offensive position groups, we can just skip over that. We don't even need to talk about them. Drake Maye's the only one I'll entertain. Outside of that, no conversation needed.
You always know how to trigger me and set me off. I found your spot.
Well, what are we talking about? What is there to talk? You want to do offense? We can do it in 30 seconds.
How good are the position groups? And I bring up the skill group.
Offensively?
Running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. How good are they?
Collective?
Yeah, rank them in the NFL.
Last.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is, bro. The Browns' roster's actually pretty good. They're just the Browns.
running backs and Njoku's good. The running backs and wide receivers are worse.
What?
Yes.
Bro, the Patriots are last.
No.
Offensive line, last.
No.
You want me to keep going?
No.
I
The
can.
offensive line's not the worst in the
Yes,
NFL.
it is.
I'll have to think on it, but it's not the worst.
If you have to think, that means they're in the combo, which means last.
That's not how it works.
It is.
Do you think the
I'll
second...
go PFF right now. Brent, okay, our esteemed producer Brendan's in my ear. Pro Football Focus had the offensive line.
But is
Say it
that
again,
from
what,
this
Brendan?
year? He's saying they're ranked 29.
29.
But is that a ranking
That's
right
damn
now?
near last.
Or is that last season? Because, yes,
It's
coming into
It's coming
this
in.
year.
How do we know? We don't know what Will Campbell.
ranking
This is what
season.
I'm saying, folks.
But that's fair.
It's list times of the year. Can we have a conversation, you and I, honestly? Because George loves this stuff. I call him GM George, and I mean it from love. But you and I know this is list season, okay? It ain't training camp. So we're looking at all these lists and we're breaking it down. You watch the games just like I do. You know damn well, collectively, running back, tight end, receiver. If you don't have the Patriots last, they ain't far from the bottom, and there's no shame in feeling that because we watch the games. It's what we see.
The Browns, the Jaguars, the Dolphins, and I'll go there.
The Dolphins?
They definitely have worse offensive lines than the Patriots.
Whew.
This Patriots offensive line should be ranked 26th, not 29th.
Great. What do you want, a cookie? What do you mean?
I knew that's how you're getting
Like,
react.
come on.
No, it's fair. The offensive line has a lot to prove.
We're not in last place, but like, come on. I go home to my family. Listen, I'm not the worst father ever, but I'm not a good one.
The kids wake up
My
every
kids
morning.
can't feel good with that.
We're fed. Look, I'm not the shortest guy, but I'm 5'7". Like, what do I have to rest on?
Like, congrats. What do you want? You don't get a medal for not being the worst.
The D-line's really good. The D-line's really good.
D-line, front
Harold
seven's
Landry,
good.
Milton Williams.
Front seven's good.
All right, what's better, the front seven or the secondary?
I think right now the secondary, because we've seen it, and now you add a Carlton Davis.
Yeah.
But I think potentially, the front seven could be better. Potentially. But it's been an off season of building the front seven. The front seven last season stunk.
Yes.
They couldn't get pass rush.
They couldn't get linebacker play.
That's what I mean.
The whole defense was terrible.
Yeah, but the highlight was
like,
the secondary.
I've covered an 0-11 Missouri Southern football team.
Really?
0-11, Division II football, 0-11.
Golly.
And not one game all year was 1.5 games all year were close. 1.5 games all year. They won one game the following year, and I'm telling you, we celebrated. Went to the bars after, deleted a bunch of beers. That Patriots team this past season.
It was terrible, George. It was terrible. It was terrible.
It was one of the worst football
It was
teams I've ever
worse.
seen.
We thought the end of Belichick was bad. And last
then it got
season
worse.
was worse. Last season, let's have this combo because we're all family here. Do we feel
Pull up the chair.
Pull up the chair. Do we feel
yourself a
like
glass of milk.
Pour a drink, milk? Pour yourself a stiff drink for this question. Do we feel like that was rock bottom? Because
Yes.
I do not believe there's
this last
any.
season?
Yes,
It has to be.
There's nowhere to go but up.
If
now.
that's not rock bottom, then I do not want to know what Hades
That's what I'm. Right.
hell.
Right.
I don't want to know what
Right.
hell is if that's not rock bottom
Right.
this year.
That's what I'm saying.
It can't be worse.
Coaching staff was awful. Not coach, staff. Coaching staff was awful.
Execution of football.
Horrible. You had no offensive line to speak of. Drake Maye and Gonzo were the highlights, right? What else positive other than Gonzo staying healthy for a full year, playing really great?
Yeah.
Drake Maye, you saw flashes. We need more this year. I'm not ordaining or anointing, but he at least showed you some flashes. What were the positives from last year? Outside of those two things,
This
I don't think anything.
is a great conversation.
I don't think there's another answer. I think those are the two.
I got one. I have one.
What?
Brendan Schooler emerging as a special teams guy when Matthew Slater retired. That's legitimately the only three positives you could pull from last season.
I'll give you that, and the defense rest that we were at rock bottom. When that's the other answer. That's how bad
it was.
That's how bad it was.
Look,
when that's the answer, that's rock bottom.
When over the weekend we were talking draft when I was on Sports Hub with my guy Alex Barth, we were going through Bill Belichick's refusal to draft Ohio State players. And we were linking this to the Terry McLaurin conversation. He was a third-round pick in 2019. He's taken a pick before Chase Winovich, but that was a Patriots guy, like what they look for. Run blocks, good down the field, tough receiver, all of that. Good hands, smart route runner. But the Patriots passed on him twice. You're saying how that was a Patriots guy.
Yeah.
Whatever reason, though, Belichick stopped drafting Ohio State guys.
Weird.
I think it was the trust issues he had with Urban Meyer. But Barth and all this brought up, he goes, but they drafted Nate Ebner. And I go, that doesn't count.
Right.
That's a special teams guy.
Yeah.
That does not count.
It doesn't count. That doesn't register. By the way, in this article, they talk about Del Pettis with the Patriots and saying how really he's underrated. That may be true. We still need to. It's such a small sample size. What I do like about him,
he was versatile.
He's versatile and he's a big body Benz. I always tell you, this team needs more size.
He's big.
Particularly in the secondary, you need a big physical guy. He has that, measurables-wise. Now, let's see. We need larger sample sizes from him. We need to see if he can elevate his game. But from what we've seen thus far, we like what we've seen. So does Pro Football Focus, clearly.
Yeah.
And physicality-wise, physically, he's a big body. I'll take that all day.
As an undrafted free agent, lined up a lot in the box.
Yeah.
Everywhere, but mainly in the box for a majority of his snaps. But the matchups, him and man defense as well. Him overperforming. But it was a very small sample size. He's only playing so many snaps a game.
That's what I'm saying.
And he was not playing to playing, but it's also because Kyle Duggar dealing with the ankle, Jabril Peppers suspension.
Yeah.
Team's all banged up. If that's a guy that can take a step forward, fine. But this defense needs Kyle Duggar to get back to his performance from 3 years ago. Peppers will be on the field and be locked in, which I think he will be. Yeah. Craig Woodson has to do a lot in the nickel spot. But Del Pettis could be a really key piece.
All right.
I'm just not expecting too much. Undrafted free agent, though, so he could be, man.
Let me volley back to you, because you asked me a question. I answered it, but you didn't give an answer.
Yeah.
Is the strength of the Patriots' defense secondary or front seven now?
I'd go secondary.
Okay.
It's also the age. It's Christian Gonzalez being young and only getting better.
Yeah.
Where this D-line's good, but then there is a lot going on with a overall arching structure with this defensive line. Harold Landry's 29. Milton Williams, Christian Barmore are good. Keon White's a lot of unproven.
How old's Carlton Davis? He's not 30 yet, is he? Is he close?
I think he's 29.
Okay. So, I mean, technically, he hasn't hit 30.
28.
Yeah, 28.
God, dude, these guys are so young.
They're young, bro. Their secondary's...
He's 28. I feel like he's been in the league forever.
I do, too.
You could close your eyes. He's a Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a Detroit Lion. He's 28, and he got $34 million at signing.
I also think corners bounce around more, right? That's also why we think they're older, because like you said, multiple teams, you think, oh, he's been in the league forever. No, corners are there's a lot of turnover in that position.
Yeah.
But when you get it right, you get paid.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of turnover, so that's why we think they're older than they really are.
That's what it is. Yeah, but he's just 28. Christian Gonzalez about to enter year 3 in the league.
Man.
Kyle Duggar is still young. I think he's 28, 29.
Duggar?
Jabril Peppers is 30 plus.
He's older. He's the elder statesman. Peppers.
And Duggar's a leader, too. I put this as the best position group on the team by far.
I do,
put
too.
it better than the front seven.
I do, too.
We're going 2 chunks of a defense, but I put this as a good
And we're only talking defense.
Your face, dude. I knew it, too. And I knew what I was doing, too, by the way. I made sure to say when I said school group, I said running backs, wide receivers, tight ends.
Like what?
It was the way that
you tried to sneak it by the plate.
Over.
I caught it. I saw it. By the way,
I love
before we go to break, should be noted for the D-gens like me out there, 85-1. Christian Gonzalez, Defensive Player of the Year.
Let's not go to break yet. Let's hold it there. Pat Surtain is coming off the Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
When Stephon Gilmore won it in 2019.
Okay.
Charles Woodson in 2009.
Okay.
So 85-1 makes sense.
You're
it makes
telling
sense.
me there's a chance.
I bet Pat Surtain doesn't repeat.
No.
If Christian Gonzalez builds up to be the number 2 corner in the league.
Sure.
He has a great year led by this good defensive line, playing a lot of man.
85-1.
Look, 85-1. I've seen worse bets. That's a long shot.
I made worse bets today.
Ben Shelton live.
Yeah, whatever. We don't
You're
need to
live betting Wimbledon.
We don't need to
That's
talk
how you
about
know
that.
we need football.
We don't need to talk.
That's how you know we need actual football. We're live betting Wimbledon, which I love with respect to the tournament.
Yeah,
We're
but you're
live betting
right.
Wimbledon.
Football, please come back into my life. Please, I need you.
I'll look up F1 bets for you, too. We'll take a quick break here on Foxborough Rush. When we're back, we'll talk about Mike Vrabel, his approach to coaching, hear from Julian Edelman as well, coming up after the break. Welcome back to Foxborough Rush.
Come on.
Balekji Travis Thomas. Now we'll talk coaching.
All right.
Where would you say Mike Vrabel in your eyes, throwing you on the fire here?
What,
I
rank?
have this, yes. All coaches in the NFL right
Man.
now.
I would say slightly above the average. I don't think he's some top 10 coach, but I also don't think he's, bottom feeder either. But I think he's better than average. I guess out of 32 head coaches, I'd probably put Vrabes right outside of the top 10, if I'm being fair, 12, 13 range-ish.
I love my Matt LaFleur. I love my Dan Campbell, but I put him above them, and I think they're top 10.
You want to do it?
I don't have a pen.
Let's do it. I got a pen.
Let's do this real quick.
Let's just go off top.
So the best head
coaches.
Andy Reid.
Deal.
He's number 1. Sean McVay is 2 in my opinion.
All right, keep rattling them off. I'll keep track. You don't got to do it. I got you.
Do we go with what's his face?
Who? If we got to ask this, what are we doing?
Sirianni?
No. I'll go
John
Tomlin.
Harbaugh?
I'll go Tomlin.
Siri, what are you doing? Oh,
I'll go
because I said
Tomlin.
Sirianni.
You want both Harbaughs or one Harbaugh?
Tomlin 3?
No, I'm just saying better than Vrabel.
Oh,
better
okay,
than Vrabel.
I see what you're doing. Sorry.
Will you go both Harbaughs?
Yeah, Mike Tomlin. Yes.
Okay, I'm writing Harbaughs.
Kyle Shanahan.
I'm with you.
Nick Sirianni?
Anymore? No.
Okay.
I'm taking Vrabel over Sirianni.
Okay.
Don't say, well, he won the Super Bowl. Stop. You could coach that team and win a Super Bowl. We said McVay. Reid, McVay, Tomlin, 2 Harbaughs.
Would you go Dan Campbell?
Shanahan.
I wouldn't.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 dudes right now. Who'd you say?
Okay. Here,
Campbell?
Would you go Dan Campbell? I wouldn't.
I like Vrabel.
I like Vrabel above Dan
Okay.
Campbell.
All right.
Here's your boy, Sean Payton.
Sean Payton?
You're doing that?
Yes.
Okay.
You're not?
No.
Lord have mercy. I'm putting Payton because, duh.
Commanders head coach Dan Quinn?
No.
Zach Taylor with the Bengals?
No.
Todd Bowles with the Bucks? No.
We're missing obvies, though.
Kevin Stefanski?
No, I
Kevin
like Vrabel more.
Stefanski?
The kid in Minnesota can
Kevin
coach,
O'Connell?
dog.
Kevin O'Connell?
I'm sorry, I'm putting
You're
O'Connell.
putting Kevin O'Connell
I
above
think he
Mike
can
Vrabel?
coach. I think I am, bro.
You know how much I like Kevin O'Connell.
Dude can coach. We don't have to do it. Sean Payton is egregious that you're not saying Sean Payton. I just want you to know. You need to check yourself.
We said
you're
Dan
tripping.
Quinn, our producers in here. We said Dan Quinn. We said Sean McVay. We said Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
McVay above him, not LaFleur.
Are we done? That of definitive?
D'Amico Ryans? No.
No. I like D'Amico, but I think D'Amico and Vrabes are right there. Okay.
Well, hold on. Brian Dable?
No.
Sean McDermott?
Hell
Definitely
no.
not. I know. I'm naming names.
All right. I think we got
Dave
it.
Canales?
No.
Liam Cohn?
No. 1, 2, 3.
Raheem Morris?
4, 5. We have 6 guys right now ahead of Vrabel. I might have shorted him.
Pete Carroll? Pete Carroll?
Pete Carroll's a better coach than Mike Vrabel.
No.
I don't like him with the Raiders.
I
didn't
think
like
so.
the end of Seattle. Pete Carroll's a better coach than Mike Vrabel.
I don't think so. I think
Yes,
Mike
he
Vrabel's
is.
a better coach.
I don't
than Pete
have to
Carroll.
put him on the list,
Pete
but
Carroll
we're
had a long
tripping.
run. He had a really good defense. Like he had
That's
more,
fine.
he had a better quarterback.
I'm not writing his
He had
name
better
down.
receivers. He had a better running back. He
Not
had a more
writing his
talented
name.
offense than Mike Vrabel ever had.
Do
and
we
a
have
more talented defense?
Should we put LaFleur ahead of Vrabel?
No. Because LaFleur's a really good play caller and schemer.
Okay.
But the in-game decision making is always really poor by him.
Okay.
Like Mike Vrabel was winning with Ryan Tannehill as his quarterback.
Facts.
Who's good? It was Ryan Tannehill.
All right, then I'm tripping. He is top 10 because we just did it, and we only have 6 definitive.
Who are the names you have? Andy Reid.
Definitive. We have Reid, McVay, Tomlin, both Harbaughs, Shanahan, and Payton. Those are only definitive. Everybody else is debate land. Pete Carroll at this advanced age. D'Amico Ryans doing a great job in Houston. I think that's a fair debate, right?
Yeah.
I think Mike Vrabel would tell you that's a fair debate between those two. Everyone else is debatable, but definitive, we only name 6 dudes.
Let me ask you, as a guy that spent time, obviously
7.
from Baltimore, spent time in D.C., John Harbaugh, like, it's legit with him? You know, there's head coaches where they have really good coordinators around him, like John Harbaugh.
Well, they've lost a ton of coordinators that keep winning.
Right, and he keeps winning and keeps
he
being
is.
relevant.
I was someone in town that people didn't love because I was trying to run him out of town every year. I was like, you got to move off of Harbaugh.
Would you really get flack for that?
Yeah, of course.
Like, people
Yes.
didn't like you because of that?
Yes. And,
Get over yourself.
and my point was...
Come at my boy.
My point was the talent is here where you have to maximize it. Going back in the day, remember Dungy built the Buccaneers,
Then got
but they
fired,
could never get
and
over
then
to
what, Gruden
came in and won. So
won with them.
that was sort of the comparison I made back then all the time. Was you got to get Harbaugh out of here. You got to get someone in who can take you over the hump. And that was a wrong take because eventually he just kept winning. Now, technically, I mean, he does. What's he have? What's Harbaugh? John have 2 rings now with the Ravens, Or just the
No,
one?
one. Just one.
Just the one, right?
That was, 2013, I want to
So I mean,
2012, 2013
he probably should have more hardware, but I'm off the John Harbaugh can't coach train. I'll tell you that. So both the Harbaughs belong on this list.
I mean, to be fair, when they made the playoffs,
we have 7 guys ahead of Vrabel.
A lot of divisional round losses.
You talking about Ravens?
Yeah, he's lost in the divisional round 3 out of their last 5 appearances. Wild card twice out of their last 6. And then conference championship game. He's a good coach. I was just curious. It's just like a side. So you'd put Mike Vrabel. You'd put Mike Vrabel as the 7th best head coach.
Yeah, he's top 10. I'm tripping. I think I started the segment saying he's right outside the top 10. He's top 10 doing the exercise here.
Andy Reid, Sean McVay, Mike Tomlin, Jim Harbaugh, John Harbaugh.
Both Harbaughs. Yep.
Sean Payton.
Yep. And
Mike
Shanahan.
Vrabel. That's my order. I put Jim above John.
Shanahan's in there.
Oh,
you forgot Shanahan.
Okay.
So we have 7 guys ahead of him. So Vrabel's 8. Or debatable. Again, that's where you start. I'm higher on Kevin O'Connell than you, apparently, which is weird because you're an O'Connell guy.
I put Kevin O'Connell right behind Mike Vrabel.
Well, that's what I mean. That's where now you're in debate land.
You know me, man. I go crazy for the offensive-minded guys, the play callers, the creativity, what these guys do with worse quarterbacks, what Ben Johnson was doing with Jared Goff, what Kevin O'Connell's doing with Sam Darnold, what Matt LaFleur was able to do with Aaron Rodgers at the end of his tenure, what he's been able to do with Jordan Love and keep him growing, coming along. I can't get enough of those guys.
Me too.
What Sean McVay continues to do with Matt Stafford at his old age in the receiving room and how he turns it all and all of that. What Kevin O'Connell is great. Mike Vrabel, like, there is a thing when you're watching a football team, how sound they are and how good they are within the margins. It's Mike Vrabel.
George, there's nothing wrong with that, though, because you and I both, we like Stefanski. We like Taylor and Cincy. We like a lot of guys, but I guess the point is, definitively, there's only 7 we can both agree on that are better than Vrabel. And then it starts to be a debate. So because of that, you have to say Vrabel's top 10.
Yeah.
Now, where you place him in the top 10 can change.
Yep.
But he's a top 10 coach in this league. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's great. Good for the Patriots. You know what you should have done? Hired him a year ago. Call me crazy.
Probably be in a better spot where you weren't picking 3rd overall.
That's a fact.
You probably would have had a better offensive line, made better moves to construct that.
That's a fact.
That's the thing, too, that with all of this is Elliot Wolf's plan was Chuks Okorafor at left tackle.
Right.
But it seems like Chuks Okorafor never knew that was a plan. Because that's why he left the team.
That's a problem.
He's like, I got paid. I'm not playing left tackle, and like something happened with him. I hope his mental health's okay. All right, we just ranked him.
Todd Bowles is underrated. Todd Bowles feels like a top 10 coach to me. What?
If I was the Buccaneers, I would have fired Todd Bowles this past season and elevated Liam Cohn to keep him with Baker Mayfield. And here's where I come with you both ends. Like I swing the pendulum to both sides.
Yeah.
Where I was like, hey, I love my offensive guys, but give some respect to Mike Vrabel. I would have picked a guy like Liam Cohn on the up and coming, like a rising coach, over Todd Bowles.
I mean,
I think Todd Bowles is okay.
I also think.
Yeah, Dave Canales there 2 years ago was a really good OC.
Think Todd Bowles is okay.
He's okay.
A champion coach.
He's okay.
I don't know. I will say this about Vrabel. He is, and I've said this time and time and again, and it's true. He is uniquely qualified to coach this franchise, obviously, for obvious reasons, right? And it's rare that a former player translates to being a great coach.
Yeah.
We see the opposite most of the time. D'Amico Ryans is working, but most of the time, former players can't translate because they can't teach. So it's like, I was a great player because of my instinct, because of my film study, because of my preparation during the week for the game.
Yeah.
How I took care of my body, different factors, right? A lot of times as a coach, you can't teach that. You just knew how to do it innately. Mm-hmm. I think Vrabel, D'Amico Ryans, some of these guys who has made that transition from being great players. I'm not saying your 3rd string quarterback doesn't make a great coach. That happens all the time. I'm talking about the ringers. I'm talking about the guys who could really play the game.
Yeah.
A lot of times they don't translate. I think the difference is Vrabel can teach. D'Amico Ryans can teach. That's what it is. If you have that skill to be able to communicate and to show and to teach how this is how I was a great player, this is how you can become one, then you can be a really great head coach who was a great player.
Okay. I think that's all fair.
Does that make sense?
Yes. And here's Julian Edelman. He was on The Herd with Colin Cowherd explaining what makes Mike Vrabel a great former player that's now a head coach.
What makes him different? Because a lot of good players don't become good coaches.
He's the rare case of being a tough guy that's really smart.
That's funny.
It's weird. You know, he can alpha you with his presence, but he can also alpha you with his mouthpiece. Like, he knows how he can, like, when Mangini said he could recall anything, he could recall, like, we'd be at the Kentucky Derby, and he'd pull out a play that we played against each other when he was with Tennessee, and he'd say, you know, that one play you did that, and he could just bring it out. I mean, that's what I think is so special about Coach Vrabel. He's got that alpha mentality, but he's also a really smart guy.
Remember, like, how everyone loved, like, I mean, they still do it all the time, how Sean McVay can memorize any play in any game, like the particular, you go, like, you know, 2022, week 7, third quarter, 2 minutes left.
Wheel route, whatever. Right.
Yeah, this whole thing. That's what Edelman points out of, like, how smart he is. Like, that's tapping into that. Except Mike Vrabel played at the highest level.
Yes.
And I think that's great where he goes that basically he's really smart for a tough guy. So he understands football is obviously one in the trenches. He knows its physicality. It's one with having football players. But he understands you have to be prepared every Sunday, too. It's not the talent thing. He doesn't only rely on scheme. He knows it's the players that are important. He knows it's a preparation. And it's literally knowing what you have to do every down, every play on Sunday. That's what I think is important what Julian Edelman points out there.
I think that's well said. I also think there are different styles to this from former players. Like a Dan Campbell, a Jim Harbaugh comes to mind, where they were great players in their own right, but they're master motivators. Stay with me. Vrabel is a master motivator, but also his X's and O's. I'm throwing D'Amico Ryans again. I know this isn't Texans rush, but he deserves these props.
Really good player.
D'Amico Ryans was a great player, master motivator, and also X's and O's. I think there are certain lanes here for former players who do translate to great coaches. Some of them are just great motivators. Dan Campbell, I mean, I'll run through a wall for the guy, but he can't X and O his way out of a wet paper bag.
Yeah.
The Lions can't get a Super Bowl because Bro doesn't believe in punting, okay?
Yeah.
So he rolls the dice too damn much. I think Vrabel has that, and D'Amico has that ability to X and O you to death and master motivate their team. Complete package.
Counting through them now. Dan Quinn, no. Yeah, there's 4 out of the 32 NFL head coaches, 4 of them previously played in the NFL. Obviously, a lot of these guys played.
Well, who are the ringers, though, George?
Jim Harbaugh.
Right.
Mike Vrabel.
Yep.
I need to go back to
D'Amico.
Sorry. D'Amico Ryans. Kevin O'Connell was like a practice.
He wasn't a ringer, so take him off.
He played.
Ringers.
He was on a roster in the NFL. He
That's
was
not
on
what I'm saying.
He was on a roster.
That's not what I'm saying.
Right. The ringers is the real.
If you were a great player
Dan
and
Campbell was
translated
an
to
okay tight end.
He was a real. No, that's not true.
Don't say really good.
He was.
No, he was okay.
All right, let's get in the break, Brendo.
No.
Can I get Dan
We're not
Campbell's
taking a break
career?
yet.
All right, good.
Our producer Brent.
I think he's better than you think.
Hating us today.
I think Dan Campbell is better than you're giving him credit for. He wasn't an All-Pro. Was it trash?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. Take Dan Campbell.
No, don't take the break.
Redact everything.
Guess what his career high for receptions in a season was?
80. No?
No.
What was it?
Not even close.
What?
22.
Never mind.
Thank you.
Dan
Go
Campbell
to break. We'll talk. We're going to be talking Drake Maye.
So this is a shorter list than I thought. Okay, Harbaugh. Who we have? Harbaugh, Vrabel.
Jim Harbaugh. Oh, don't take a break yet.
Jim Harbaugh was a
Jenny,
great player.
stick
We
with
can
us.
say Jim
Sorry to our
Harbaugh wasn't
director,
good.
Jenny, and our producer,
so
Brendan.
Harbaugh wasn't a good quarterback.
No.
He didn't take the cardiac Colts on a deep playoff.
What did you just say? Really good?
Yes.
No. We'll talk about that after the break. We'll take a break right here.
Jim Harbaugh could ball.
No. Welcome back to Foxborough Rush. Wish we didn't take a break because the Harbaugh conversation continued.
So it's three great players who translated to great coaches.
Jim Harbaugh was okay. He was okay.
Ryan.
Just okay.
And Vrabel.
Yes.
Dan Campbell, I was wrong. He was not a great player.
Harbaugh went on a bit of a run, man. I mean,
I'm telling
often
you.
injured, but like
Harbaugh could play, dog.
He had like 8 straight seasons as like a starting quarterback.
He could play. I'm telling you, I was there. I was young, but I was there.
Like his 3 remaining years as a starter was like I was 1, 2, and 3 years old.
Yeah, you wouldn't
If
remember
you were good and I wasn't even 5, you're not good.
Yeah, you wouldn't remember. I remember
dust.
it. I just remember the Colts run. I couldn't tell you Jim Harbaugh's career stats.
I like to block out.
The Colts run, though, that stands out to me. And him, Ryans, and Vrabel are the great former players who translated to head coaches. I was wrong about Dan Campbell. He was not great. And it is rare to get when you, in any sport, by the way, we're just talking football, but like Magic Johnson stunk as a coach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't always translate for great players or great coaches.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only point I was making.
No, that's fair. Jim Harbaugh in 95 finished top 5 MVP voting.
Was that the Colts year I'm talking about?
He had 4 game-winning drives.
That was the
Colts year. Yeah, they made the run.
They called him Cardiac Colts back in the day.
4 game-winning drives in that one season. Josh Allen's done that. Drew Bledsoe.
There you go.
Oh, I was thinking Drew Brees there. Tom Brady's done that twice.
There you go.
Drew Brees has done it. Joe Burrow.
That Jim Harbaugh could spin it, man. I'm telling you.
8 game-winning drives in one season. Who do you think are the 2 quarterbacks that have had that?
Elway.
No. Current. They're still in the NFL right
current.
now. They're still on. Yeah, but they lead it all the time. They're still in the NFL right now. You won't guess them.
Probably Stafford.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah, because that's common
2016
sense, though.
Detroit.
Yeah, he always had to come back.
Yes.
Because of Detroit.
Give me one more. You got one more.
2 active, give it to me again. Most comebacks.
Most
active.
game-winning drives in a single season are 8. 2 quarterbacks have ever done that and reached that number in an NFL.
I don't think it's Mahomes.
No.
It's got to be someone who plays from behind a lot.
Yep.
It's not Josh Allen. It could be Burrow, but he gets hurt too much.
No. This guy's boring. Like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's water. He's a good quarterback.
Dak?
As a personality, no. Personality-wise, Dak's got personality to him.
Who?
Kirk Cousins.
Oh, I would have never guessed that. We'd be here all day.
In 2022.
Hell no.
Right?
Empty calories.
Told you. All right, so that leads up to this quarterback conversation, which is great. Would you rather have Drake Maye or Jayden Daniels as your quarterback?
Right now, today?
Yes.
How do you not say Jayden Daniels right now? You have to.
How do you not say Drake Maye?
Why'd you make that sound effect?
How do you not say Drake Maye?
Did you watch last season?
Yeah, Jayden Daniels was great. See what Drake Maye was playing with and dealing with?
Okay. Well, that's not what you asked.
No, it is.
The question then is, if Drake Maye had the supporting cast of Jayden Daniels, would Drake Maye have the results? Then my answer would be yes.
I don't think it would be the same results because I think Jayden Daniels yes, he was. He was much more pro-ready. There's no doubt about it. He was playing
Yeah, but Drake Maye would have been fine with I guess.
Been fine. I don't think he would have been as successful.
The question, who would you rather have? The answer is Jayden Daniels because of the results we saw.
Yeah.
But then you start diving into why the results were there.
Yeah, and you go ceiling, you go potential, you go what they have.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather go Drake Maye than Jayden Daniels.
I don't know. Listen, I love them both, but there's no way in hell I'm going to sit up here and lie to y'all and tell you I'd much rather have Drake Maye after the season. This kid was a throw or 2 away from the damn Super Bowl. Are you kidding me?
This is from Ben Solak, wrote an article for ESPN. Jayden Daniels had a historically productive rookie quarterback season, blah, 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 blah. However,
blah, blah.
I'm still as, if not more, impressed by how well Drake Maye played on that terrible Patriots offense last season.
Yeah.
Statistically, he didn't hold a candle, but the degree of difficulty, Maye was playing a completely different sport.
Yes.
I'll put it this way and hope Metropolitan D.C. Dude, who calls it Metropolitan D.C.?
No one.
Just say D.C.
Yes.
What is this?
I don't know.
I hate that I'm agreeing with this guy. I'm editing his article and hope D.C. doesn't come for my head. What? Come at me, bro. Patriots fans should feel as confident and inspired about their future quarterback as Commanders fans do right now. Patriots fans should feel as confident and inspired about their future quarterback as Commanders fans should right now. Yeah, that's a very nice.
They don't.
That's a very nice way to put it.
You remember a dude that called chat and told us we were idiots for anointing?
An idiot.
They called my radio show too.
I told him to eat my shorts. Same people that say send
Same
Roman
thing.
Anthony back down. By the way, 617-790-0928. Leave a voicemail or email us, thechat@nesson.com. We'll play it here on Foxborough Rush. Ask about Drake Maye, whatever you want. Call in, leave a voicemail, email thechat@nesson.com. We'll bring it on. I won't tell you to eat my shorts if it's a good, backed-up opinion.
He might. Listen, there's a crop right now of really young quarterbacks in this league. Drake Maye and Jayden Daniels are in there. Caleb Williams, obviously. We know Bo Nix. We know all their names. Brock Purdy. Like, there's a crop of young quarterbacks now. I don't think the question is, would you rather have Jayden Daniels or Drake Maye? I think it's out of the young crop of quarterbacks, who would you want to build around?
Yeah.
I think that's a fascinating answer because Drake Maye could be that answer. Just because of the arm strength. He can throw every arm angle possible. He can throw football over those mountains. He can move. He's getting better at pre-snap. That's coming. Mm-hmm. He's tough. How many times did we see Drake Maye get absolutely blasted, okay? because of this offensive line and get right back up. This dude didn't want Drake Maye to start till 2029 because of
the offensive line.
This offensive line is. So he checks every box. The only box he doesn't check is the one that's not his fault, and it's a supporting cast. That's a question. Out of the young crop, Purdy, Bo Nix, Penix, these are all 25-year-olds. Bryce Young, 23. C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud's 23, George. Are you kidding? C.J. Stroud, Caleb Williams, Anthony Richardson, we can take him out. Cam Ward, we haven't seen him play. J.J. McCarthy, we haven't seen him play. They're both 23 and 22, respectively.
PFF has a list of ranking their quarterbacks. They have J.J. McCarthy 21st ahead of Drake Maye at 22. Like, that's ridiculous.
Oh, come on.
He hasn't played a down of football, and they're going with the grades, and they're going with all these equations. They also have Bryce Young ahead of Drake Maye. Again, that's asinine.
Come on, guys.
Even Bo Nix ahead of Drake Maye. Bo Nix is a perfect fit for that system, but when it comes with the traits and the ceiling, I will throw my phone at you. Bo Nix over Drake Maye. Bo Nix, who can't throw the ball further than 4 yards down the field over Drake Maye.
Much like
Bo Nix, who is a tunnel screen merchant, but has Sean Payton, where I'll give him credit, and he's done well and he took a step forward. Over Drake Maye, no.
Much like
Bo Nix, who went late in the draft. When Drake Maye went third overall, and teams like the Giants wanted to trade up to take him, like Brian Daboll, offensive mastermind. You would have him over Drake Maye.
You good?
Yeah. Bo Nix. All right, I'm good.
Much like the conversation, Drake Maye, would you rather have Drake Maye or Jayden Daniels? The answer is Jayden Daniels, because we just saw what we saw, okay? It's the same thing here. Would you rather have Bo Nix or Drake Maye? If I'm starting a franchise, if I'm building around a quarterback, I'd rather have Drake Maye. If it's going off of what we just watched.
I held my breath.
And you have Sean Payton and you have the supporting cast, Bo Nix is perfectly running that system, which is why I said I don't think it's fair to go the head-to-head game. I think you have to throw all these young pups into a pile and pick one, and then build accordingly. If I'm doing that, I don't hate the Drake Maye as the answer. But if you're doing the apples to apples, he doesn't have the same ingredients. He doesn't have what Bo Nix has. He doesn't have what Jayden Daniels has. That's all I'm saying. It's unfair to Drake Maye to do that, because obviously you had to take the people who are getting the results right now. Doesn't necessarily mean in the long run, big picture, that Drake Maye can't be better, but he needs help.
All right, we're going to do this really quick.
All right.
Game of Would You Rather.
Okay.
And we are going to go with the starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Do the same thing. Take your list.
Okay.
Like, write it down.
No problem.
All right. And this is going in order of the grades. So it's not like I'm trying to set anything up.
All right.
Lamar Jackson.
What are you asking me? Who would I rather have?
Lamar Jackson or Drake Maye? Yeah. Everyone comparing it to
Lamar.
Drake Maye.
Lamar.
Okay. Joe Burrow, Drake Maye.
Come on.
Josh Allen.
Come on.
Justin Herbert.
Come on. What are we doing? I'm not taking notes.
No.
When do these get hard?
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Michael Penix.
Drake Maye.
Okay. Baker Mayfield.
Drake Maye.
Okay, see, there we go. Jayden Daniels.
Jayden Daniels.
Okay, that's fair. It's a good combo to have. Patrick Mahomes. Like I said, this is the order that they're coming up.
Mahomes.
Cool. I agree with that, too. That's fine. Matthew Stafford, Drake Maye.
Well,
that's an interesting one, because Stafford's about to retire.
So old.
Let's.
I'm still going to say Stafford.
Okay.
I mean, whatever.
That's fair.
He's Hall of Fame.
Jared Goff, Drake Maye.
Drake Maye, but.
Geno Smith, Drake Maye.
Drake Maye, that's easy.
Brock Purdy, Drake Maye.
Drake Maye.
Jordan Love, Drake Maye.
Drake Maye.
Interesting one. I'd rather go Drake Maye, I think, and I'm a big Jordan Love guy. C.J. Stroud, Drake Maye.
This is where I'm a Stroud dude. I actually think the Texans might go to the Super Bowl. I'm going to go Stroud.
Kyler Murray, Drake Maye.
Oh, please.
I know. Trevor Lawrence, Drake Maye.
Drake.
Dak Prescott, Drake Maye.
Drake.
Tua Tagovailoa, Drake Maye.
Drake.
Bo Nix, Drake Maye. You're going Drake Maye. You're a smart guy.
But
Bryce Young, Drake Maye.
Drake.
J.J. McCarthy.
Drake.
I already said Penix. Caleb Williams.
So we've named about 10 guys. Drake.
Oh, we've named.
I like Drake's mentals better. We've named about 10 guys
Cam Ward.
definitively. I mean, we haven't seen him play.
Sam Darnold.
Drake.
Justin Fields.
Drake.
Russell Wilson.
Drake.
Joe Flacco.
Stop.
These the qualified starting quarterbacks.
Gross.
Anthony Richardson.
Gross.
Tyler Shuck.
Gross.
Mason Rudolph.
Gross.
Okay. Yeah.
Who's Mason Rudolph start? He doesn't start.
Steelers, he's in that room. I know. It's
That's Aaron Rodgers.
That's what I'm going.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers.
Drake Maye. Drake Maye.
Yeah.
That's he is right there.
So we named 10 dudes
we didn't really
definitively.
Exactly. He's like 11th, 12th.
I think Jared Goff I don't know. You hold my feet to the fire, I'd probably put Goff over
If you're
Drake.
all right, so here's the thing. You're going to love this answer from me.
What?
If you're the Lions, you'll take Jared Goff because you're in win now mode.
Yes.
You have such a tender window to get into the Super Bowl.
Yes.
But if you're not in win now mode, you would take Drake Maye.
Yes.
Because of the ceiling.
Yes.
And he's so young and untapped.
And
if Drake Maye hitting his peak.
Well said.
In that Lions offense, if he was in his peak right now of his career.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That Lions
Super Bowl.
offense, that's Josh Allen in Detroit with Ben Johnson.
It's a Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a Super Bowl.
I like what we ran through.
I thought that was fair, but you worded it properly. It's not the head-to-head. Like, it's more who would you rather build around?
Yeah.
Like, that's the wording.
Yeah.
It's not who's better. Well, I mean, one guy just damn near made it to the Super Bowl as a rookie. Of course I'm going to take him.
And shout out our producer, Brendan. I'll save this for the next episode. He listed out quarterbacks 25 years or younger against Drake Maye. We'll save that for Friday's episode. We'll take a quick break here on Foxborough Rush. When we're back, we'll get to the mailbag. Welcome back to Foxborough Rush. We'll get to the mailbag. David Cantor.
Hey, David.
Like a wine decanter. Oh, hey. David Decanter. Yeah, right there, 5346. Drake will go as far as the offensive line will take him. No quarterback can flourish under constant duress. Ask Patrick Mahomes.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You know me, I don't have to say anything here.
He's right. I will say this though, David.
Yeah.
No, in a positive. We talked about this to start the show. We'll do it ending it. They were rock bottom last year, buddy.
Yeah.
And there was no way the offensive line could be worse. Okay, so that's a positive.
Mm-hmm.
So that means we saw flashes from Drake Maye last season to show us, okay, we got something here. We're cooking with gas. This season, now we have to see a more consistent sample size, if you will, because the offensive line has to be better. It has to be. I'm not saying it's going to be great, but it has to be better.
Mm-hmm. Here's one from Matthew L6414.
All right.
Not that we would. I never read these until I read them. Like, I always like the raw reaction.
This can't be good, then.
Because I did read it while you were talking.
This can't be good.
That's why I got right to it. Now, not that we would, but what do you think Christian Gonzalez's trade value is right now?
Lord have mercy. Can we go to the next question? What are you doing, dog? You trying to trade him?
First round pick, and it starts there. He's a pillar position.
We're not trading Gonzo.
And he's under cost control.
Okay,
no, I want to answer this.
Why are we talking?
I want to answer this.
Why?
I want to answer this.
We got other things to get to.
Christian Gonzalez would be a first rounder and A.J. Brown.
Okay, next.
Cool. Florian Guski.
Who?
On the Patriots offense. Can't we all just wait and see? Maybe the offense isn't even as good as everyone thinks. Everyone's already talking about it, about if or when Josh McDaniels will get another head coaching job. Sorry, I'm struggling reading right now. But nobody even knows what the offense will look like with Drake Maye. Just wait and see. Yeah, I get this, but there is, you do have to be aware. And guess what? These conversations are being had at One Patriot Place. We're hiring Josh. Okay, if Josh gets hired away, who do we like? And that's how you construct the coaching staff, too.
Also, that whole Josh McDaniels as a head coach thing was my fault. I took it there because I know George doesn't believe he'll ever be a head coach again. And my point is, if he gets this offense to respectability, for God's sakes, and gets Drake Maye to the next level in terms of being a franchise quarterback, I think he will get an opportunity. That was me, bro. It wasn't, we're not like banging the drum for him to be a head coach. You're right. We have to see this offense actually get some results first. That's all.
And I don't think he should be a head coach again.
We know, George.
He could be one day.
We heard you.
Won't.
What's that?
Let me just be heard that. I'm not saying he won't be. He should not be. This is a good one from Eric Mendoza. Frequent commenter. I like this one. Booty was the only one that could catch last year. Why cut him? If I'm on a basketball court with a bunch of fifth graders and I'm the tallest guy and I'm scoring all the buckets, that doesn't mean you put me on your college basketball team. That was Kayshon Boutte with this offense.
What? What kind of analogy? Say it again?
If I'm on the floor, a basketball floor with a bunch of fifth graders, just because I'm the tallest guy on the floor, which could be different with fifth graders, doesn't mean you keep me on your basketball team. That was Kayshon Boutte with his wide receiver room last year.
I mean, listen.
He caught all the passes. Yeah, nice. He was the only one that could catch. Also, you have Kyle Williams, Stephon Diggs. Sorry.
Eric, we love you, dog. But this wide receiver room is trash.
Not good.
We're not picking on Booty.
Not a believer.
The room is trash, dog. It's all of them. It's all up.
From Pete Pretorius. Hey.
What up, Pete?
Notorious.
Double
If nothing else, to the extent that iron sharpens iron, a hard push by Chisholm to make the roster should make whichever wide receivers we end up on the roster that much better.
Yeah, listen, bro.
It's kind of a holistic look. That's healthy. I like
It's
that.
true. If you have all those fifth graders you're talking about on the court, they should all make each other better. So you're not wrong. Congratulations. The room stinks.
I don't know. It's the only one that made sense, and I feel like was out of everything that went through my mind. The only one that was appropriate to go with.
I followed you. It was questionable, but I followed you.
When I went to your kids' flag football game,
did.
I was like, am I looking you in the eyes?
You
Like,
did.
he was eye level with me. No, he was not. From Tyler Blackington, I'm hoping Hunter Henry and Jabril Peppers have a great season.
Us too.
Great.
Us too, man.
Yeah.
Can you add some more names?
Okay.
Like, just those two?
A great season from Hunter Henry means a fantastic season for Drake Maye.
Good
and Josh
point.
McDaniels.
That's a good point.
A great season from Jabril Peppers means an amazing season from this defense.
That's a good point.
If they're showing up and playing. So, yes, I hope they have great seasons.
I want to add names to that.
Because that means the rest of the team's
Yeah,
fired up
I
and
need
doing
more
well.
names on that list, brother. I hope has a great season. Will Campbell. That's who I hope. That's who needs to have a great season.
A great season by Will Campbell would be a historic left tackle season.
Great.
Again, by him overcoming the measurables.
Deal. Sign me up.
Against him.
Sign me up.
He's Travis Thomas. I'm George Balekji. This is a great episode of
was.
Rush, I feel like.
It was.
I'm still laughing at that.
Training camp's getting closer. That's
Can
what
you give me that look one more time? No, you can't fake it. We'll see you guys same time, same place Friday. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. New episodes 1 to 2 p.m. We'll see you there. This is Foxborough Rush. See you guys then.